so keep that in mind.
Yeah, hey, forget I asked.
That'll definitely do.
Ew. Join the Discord.
It was the least fun I've ever had playing this game.
A small but vibrant and extremely humble community.
No, I've seen the sleeves, but I'm like, you said you're suiting up, and then you put your sleeve on. Thank you for saying that.
Because I'm a demon on the keys.
Next thing I know, we're both dead. I immediately left the lobby.
In Vietnam.
What are they playing for? Are they playing to win?
Stay humble.
Stay humble.
We are live in the studio. The Dropshot LLC. Welcome, boys and girls, to the Dropshot, a Call of Duty podcast. My name is Casey, also known as Razinon. Interesting up today. With an exclusive leak, by the way. No cap. Actually serious. And I am joined by Tanner, timid Tanner. Timid Tanner, say hello to everyone.
Hey.
Tepid Tanner.
Hey. What's going on?
Not much. Little piss boy, little pussy piss boy. What's that shirt you got going on? Is that an Olympic shirt? Are you an Olympian?
No, it's a 1980 Miracle on Ice shirt.
Cool. So you're wearing a hockey shirt?
Yeah.
Got it. Where did you get that?
I don't know. I've had it for like 8 years, probably.
Cool.
Bring Hockey Back. That's the name of the company. I wonder if they're still in business.
I hope they aren't. I hope
They're still in business.
Bring Hockey Back. Anyways,
I haven't heard of them in a while.
I wish I'd
Yeah,
never
they
heard
are.
of
They're
them.
still in business, yeah.
Welcome to the show. We've got some interesting things to talk about this evening. We got the roadmap for Season 5, as well as some new exclusive Warzone perks, which we're going to kind of be looking over, checking out the ramifications on, and some other things. So this is going to be sort of, kind of, like a Wednesday episode, but not really. We're not going to go into any great detail about everything like we would on a Wednesday episode, but we wanted to discuss mainly the new Warzone perks, honestly. The impetus for this entire format tonight is that we're getting 2 new Warzone exclusive perks, and that is super interesting. It is unheard of in Warzone until now, and we really wanted to talk about that. So that is what we're going to be doing today, along with some other stuff that was in the roadmap, for example, and maybe an exclusive. But I guess we'll see on that topic. So before we do that, quick announcements for the timestamps. I have changed the timestamp template, and you can now skip straight to the announcements portion of the podcast. If you never paid attention to timestamps, this isn't going to matter to you, but some of you, I'm sure, use the timestamps, and maybe you use it to skip like the acknowledgments section, where I thank all of our new dear patrons, patreon.com/thedropshot. Best way to support the show, of course. Some of you might want to skip that. Now you can. It's going to... I'll be demarcating announcements separately, so you can go straight to that, or you can go straight to like after announcements too, of course. So there you go. And if you didn't know, I timestamp all the episodes, so they're all timestamped. So if you wanted to ever skip ahead to a section, just look in the description of the episode or the show notes, as we call them. On YouTube, it's the video description. And then you can just go to whatever content you're kind of looking for. Just makes it easier to fast forward for you. And now you can go straight to announcements, skip acknowledgments if you want. You shouldn't, but you could. Also, the tournament deadline is coming up in a week. We've had a lot of new signups. I think we had like 4 or 5 teams in the last 2-3 days.
Yeah, I believe so.
So that's going to be filling up pretty fucking soon. And the tournament, again, is on the 21st, 1 p.m. Pacific time. That is in 2 weeks. So a week from today, the signups are going to close. And then we're going to have the whole roster and format all set up. So make sure you sign up sooner rather than later, before the deadline, obviously, and before it fills up. So we are very excited for this tournament, dude. It's going to be great. And one thing we were talking about, I don't know if we said this in an episode, actually, but we didn't really consider a new season releasing like right before our tournament. So it's actually going to be kind of cool to see how many teams in the Dropshot Invitational number 3 use the new season's weapons. We got the Tech 9 coming. The CX9 is pretty new as well. And then we're going to have the new AR, which the name escapes me right now, but we'll get into that as well. What do you think, Tanner? Let's say a new weapon is good, but not insanely overpowered. Do you think people would prefer comfort of a weapon they're used to? Or would they use the new weapon because it's a little bit better than weapons they're very used to? What would you do?
If it's close enough to the other guns, I would go with comfort for sure. I would use what I'm used to using, yeah. It is tempting, though, if one of these new guns is really good to want to use that, but you know, if the time to kill is similar to like what someone is used to running normally, I don't think I would bother switching, no. I think you just run the risk of screwing up even more because you really don't know weapons until you use them for a long time. Like your initial impressions on a gun are pretty much entirely different from what you usually end up actually thinking about that gun. So
true. Same with maps, by the way.
Yep.
I've talked about so many maps that I really liked at first and then I ended up hating, and vice versa.
Yep.
But yeah, I think the same thing's kind of true for weapons. I would probably be with you on that. But it'll be
Euphrates Bridge in Modern Warfare, dude. Awful map that ended up being one of my favorites for some reason.
Yeah, because it was so abusable. Yeah.
Exactly.
So we'll see how that plays out. But regardless, it's going to be a very fun and exciting event. We're streaming it live. It's going to be a fucking hoot. So if you want to participate, sign up. And if you don't want to participate, get the day off work anyway. Come hang out with us live. It's going to be professionally done. We have insane overlays that are made. Shout out to Call Me Al. We've got a prize pool of 500 United States dollars thanks to our very generous sponsors. It's going to be a whole fucking production, dude. And it's going to be a blast. So, yeah. So
1 week, boys, sign up.
1 week.
Get your signups in.
Yeah, make sure you do. So, other than that, Tanner, any announcements from you?
No, I don't think so. I think I'm good.
Cool, man.
Dope, dude.
Well, that's that. Let me know if and when we get word on this item here. I'm just going to highlight it for now. If you were listening for the jingle, here it is.
There's also no huge rush on that because that's coming in like 3 weeks. That's not with this.
But we would want the exclusive.
True. I've sent the pigeon. We'll see what it brings back.
The pigeon's been sent. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey! Welcome, boys and girls, to the program. Today, as I said, we are going to be going over, roughly speaking, the Season 5 roadmap. New things that are coming to the game. Normally, again, we would not be doing this on a Saturday episode. However, there's a lot that's getting added, and it would be hard to do this all on Wednesday, honestly, because probably by then we'll have actual notes as well, and then it would be a lot to cover in one episode.
Yeah, we'll probably get patch notes during the Wednesday pod, so we'll want to get on those ASAP, more than likely.
Yeah, exactly. So, I didn't think of this until right now, but I'm actually kind of glad it's going to work out this way. The main reason we want to cover this roadmap is because of the 2 new perks that are being added to Warzone. So, we're going to talk about other things that are on the roadmap, but that is like the reason that we... Oh, wait, what?
Huh?
One of them's a field upgrade.
You're looking at zombies.
Oh, is that?
The storm?
Yeah, I think you're right.
That's definitely
Okay, yeah.
zombies.
I thought both
Tesla
perks.
Storm is not a perk in Warzone, yeah.
Okay, I understand. Yep,
It's
got
top
it.
right.
I was looking at
Yeah.
the wrong. Yeah. Okay. All right. Anyways, so that's why we're doing it this way. And truth be told, there wouldn't be much else to discuss this evening related to Call
It'd
of
be a
Duty.
Q&A, probably.
That's another thing too. It's because we don't have really any ideas right now. We're like, as we kind of talked about, I don't know if this was on Patreon at patreon.com/thedropshot, 5 bonus episodes a month, or if this was on a regular episode, but Call of Duty's in a bit of a slump right now. So, and we're feeling the effects of that too. It has rippled through our community. So thanks, Activision. Stop raping people, allegedly.
Jeez.
Anyways, let's take a look at the roadmap, and let's do it together.
Let's take a look.
Let's take a look together. So here we have the roadmap pulled up for your convenience.
Well, it begins August 12th. Damn, okay. Cool.
It do be beginning August 12th. Yeah. It do be. That's true. Also, a lot of things on here. Now, we're not going to be talking about each and every single item in the roadmap because a lot of this is kind of uninteresting to us. But we're going to be talking about some things. Double Agent, we're going to be talking about. New multiplayer maps. Some of the zombie shit, I believe. Definitely.
Yeah.
The 2 new Warzone perks, of course. The new gulag. And the new weapons. Or at least some of them. So, we've kind of outlined these in no particular order, but I think it makes the most sense to start with the reason for why we're doing this, which is the explanation of the 2 new Warzone perks. Now, I will say this to start off with before I describe what these perks are, what they're named, and what they do. We don't know for sure what slot these perks go in. Now, one of these perks is definitely perk 2. The other one, we're not sure where it is. It seems like they're probably both red perks because of how this is worded. And I'll explain in a minute, but I'm just going to read this. New perks! This is from Raven. Combat Scout and Tempered. Quote. Change it. Similar to lethal and tactical equipment, perks in Warzone are shared with the perk selection from Call of Duty Modern Warfare, albeit with minor adjustments to fit the large-scale battles currently underway in Verdansk. Underway should be one word there, read a book. For the first time ever, Warzone receives 2 exclusive perks, each with their own benefits that could definitely change how you choose your loadouts. The first is Combat Scout. With this perk, operators receive a burst of in-field intel as damaging an enemy briefly highlights the foe in bright orange and automatically pings them. Whether it's confirming a call out or finding someone cooped up in a building behind penetrable cover, this perk only grows stronger if the operator behind it can communicate effectively to their squad mates. That's confusing. Don't say that. The other perk is Tempered, which looks to fundamentally change armor values within Warzone when an operator is under the effects of Tempered. Their armor plates are heavier and more reinforced. Only 2 of them are needed for an operator to be considered fully armored compared to the standard 3. In other words, Tempered allows each armor plate to absorb 75 points of damage instead of the standard 50, but you can only wear 2 at a time instead of 3. This unique change also comes at the sacrifice of your perk 2 slot. So choose your perk setup wisely before bulking up with those reinforced plates. Now, the reason that I said these seem like they might both be red perks, which is perk 2, where Ghost and Restock go, is because when they were talking about Tempered, they said, if you want this, you have to drop your other red perk, Ghost. And that's like a heavy sacrifice. True. But they didn't say anything about what sacrifices you're making for Combat Scout. So either they're both red perks, or this is poorly written and they're not both. Actually, excuse me, this is poorly written no matter what. It's unclear. But it's possible that Combat Scout, the first perk we talked about, is not a red perk. Nonetheless,
I don't think it is.
Go ahead, Tanner. What are your thoughts here?
Well, so the thing that's confusing me now that I just noticed when you're reading this is for Tempered, they say this unique change also comes. Whereas I feel like if they both weren't red perks, they should just say this unique change comes at the sacrifice of your perk 2 slot. The fact that they say also does kind of make you think that Combat Scout would also be a red perk. I can't see why they would do this though, so I'm going to assume Combat Scout is still not a red perk. So if we're getting 2 brand new perks in the game, both are red. On top of that, in the red category, we already have Ghost, we already have Overkill, and we're getting changes to High Alert. That's way too much going on in one perk category. And Restock, yeah. All the best perks are red, pretty much. So now maybe they're thinking, okay, if we do this, it'll get people to not run Overkill and Ghost. Which is just wrong. That's not going to happen anyways. Neither of these perks, well, we'll get into that more in a second. But yeah, so we're not really sure. I doubt Combat Scout is going to be a red perk though. So I guess we'll start there. Combat Scout seems fine. So it's like when you do any sort of damage to an enemy, it's going to live ping them through a wall. They're going to be red. Well, it's going to live ping them and they're going to show up red on your screen, not for your teammate's screen, correct? It only live pings for your teammates and then they show up as red for you. I'm pretty sure that's it.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's a pretty good perk. It depends how long that is shown for. Like that enemy that's red, how long that's shown for. Because one thing I can kind of think is, okay, maybe this would complement players that rush more, and also it may make the game slightly faster, possibly, because you got to think if somebody's, you know, throwing grenades. By the way, I wonder if a stun will do this. Does a stun technically do damage, like 1 point of damage?
Yeah.
So you could probably stun people and see them that way too. That's what my thought was. So this could make sense to kind of speed up the game, because if you stun a room or something, or throw a flash, I don't know, if you're dumb and throwing flash grenades, or do any point of damage, you can see if that person's like, okay, they're jumping out the window, they're going to start running away from the building. So you're going to push them. Whereas in certain scenarios, you wouldn't usually do that because you don't know what they're doing. You think they're still sitting in their room. So maybe there's a chance this makes people play a little bit more aggressive. Bottom line, though, I don't think this perk is that great, really. And if it's in the red category, this will probably never be used. It would be used if it's slot 1 or 3, maybe. But for me personally, I really can't see myself picking this over any of the perks I'm running right now or the other new perk Tempered. Like I like the idea. I like that they're doing specific perks for Warzone, because this is just a start. Eventually, you know, in probably a year from now, it'll probably be all specific Warzone perks, or all of the perks will have an entire rework to it. So I do like that they're doing this. I don't think this is a great perk though compared to the other ones, really. Cool idea. It's probably not going to be worth running most of the time though.
Yeah, so I largely agree with you. So first of all, I am worried that if you do a single point of damage, you live ping them and they like light up for you. It's like, okay, so if you throw a stun in a room, it's like a combo stun snapshot grenade. It's pretty fucking good. Now it's not a snapshot because it doesn't show for your whole team, but still quite good. And those guys are totally fucked. If you have Combat Scout and you get a stun in a room, everyone's dead in that room. Like, well, maybe. That's really good. And then also, like, what if people... This probably wouldn't be feasible, but what if people went back to their dumb Pila or RPG bullshit, and then if you know someone's in a room, you just shoot an RPG at the middle of it with no intention of killing anyone, just to get yourself a live ping. Because you can carry 6 RPGs, but you can only carry 2 snapshot grenades. And you're not going to run snapshots anyway, but you might run an RPG anyway, because it has other uses. So then your RPG could also just be a little snapshot grenade launcher. That's pretty good too. However, at the end of the day, as you said, and I hate that phrase, hate that I said it, I don't know why you would run this. Because if this is perk 2, absolutely not better than Ghost. There's no chance.
That's like the fifth best perk in the red category, actually.
Exactly, yeah. And then on the yellow side, it's neat, but it's not better than Amped.
No.
Having weapon swap speed and field upgrade deployment speed and tactical and lethal throwing speed, no chance Combat Scout is worth it. Over that. There's no chance. The only way I would run Combat Scout is if it was blue, perk 1. And in that case, I think I would at least run it for a week and try it.
Oh yeah, we'll for sure be trying both of these.
I'll try it no matter what, but I would be like, I might switch to it permanently if it was a blue perk. Because I've experimented with blue. The blue perks are all kind of shit. The best one is probably EOD. But honestly, that's not what you're dying to super often in Warzone.
No.
I would say not very often at all. Because like if your vehicle blows up, you're dead anyway, even if you have EOD. And
yeah.
And if like you get stuck with a Semtex or a Thermite, you're downed anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So the only time it really matters is in these like kind of edge cases that don't happen super often. It is good, but it's not like insane or anything. And I think Combat Scout could probably be better than EOD. So it would be like the best blue perk. So then maybe I would run it. But even then, I don't know. It's
yeah.
Yeah.
If they expect this perk to be used, it's going to have to be in the blue category.
Yeah.
That's why there are some people saying it's going to be in the red, but it's like, that wouldn't make any sense to me.
There's
Adding in
no
two new
chance.
perks and putting them both in red, like logically that doesn't make sense for them to do.
Yeah.
That's a waste of time of adding in two new perks if you're just going to put them in the same category.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my other thoughts are, I wonder what the chances are that we see some rework to the perks in general with this update. Because this is like the early roadmaps. We're getting early news on the perks.
True.
They already talked about changing high alert. That should come in this update. Like, what are the chances we get like some silent changes and we get the patch notes and all of a sudden we see a bunch of perks have been reworked? Because if they're going to do it, now's the time to do it. Because, I mean, there are like Amped, obviously overpowered. Ghost, obviously overpowered. So it'd be interesting to see if we end up getting like any random changes to these perks that have been here for a long time. Or if that will more come, with the Vanguard implementation into the game or something.
I agree with you, actually. It would make... I'm totally in favor of a giant perk rework. Hot take, maybe. Get rid of Overkill. And you're just allowed to set 2 primaries in Warzone. Like, maybe not. I'd have to think about that more.
Well,
but anyways,
ghosted right away if they don't change Ghost.
Yeah, exactly.
So worse.
So that's cap. I take it back for sure. Yeah, Ghost needs to only work while you're moving, or it just needs to be removed entirely. High alert seems like it's going to be good once they add the dead silence counterplay. Amped needs to be nerfed significantly. I think for Amped, you need to take away... Well, and we've talked about this too. I think the speed at which you throw lethals, tacticals, and field upgrades with Amped should be default, so that Amped doesn't do that anymore since everyone just has it by default. I think that would be good, and that would make Amped much less attractive, because then you'd really only be taking it for weapon swap speed, which is still quite good, but it wouldn't be like required like it is right now. I would like that a lot. But anyways, beyond that, yeah, Combat Scout is not seeing play unless it's in the blue category. There's just no chance. That's true. And then Tempered, we know, is going to be a red perk. They said it.
Yes.
So that's with Ghost, Overkill, Restock, High Alert, and something else. Kill Chain? No. They took Kill Chain out of red, made it blue. Cringe. Worst thing to ever happen to MDO multiplayer, besides it being developed.
Oh, dude, I forgot about that. Yeah.
God, it made Ground War unplayable. It was so dumb.
Oh, it made Ground War better for me. Yeah.
Well, okay.
White Foss every game within 2
I use
minutes.
specialist
Actually,
because I'm not a little piss boy pussy like you.
You very
so
rarely use specialists.
I am
Towards
a
the end of the
specialist.
game, we both did use it, but for the first 6 months, we were White Fossing the enemy team all day long.
Yeah, it was a war crime.
All day
I can't
long.
pass up on war crimes in game,
Yeah,
of course.
Sure.
Anyways,
Yeah, so tempered.
yeah.
Okay, so out of the 2 perks, this is for sure the better one,
So
on
just
paper at least.
Quick reminder, tempered. Here's the TLDR on what tempered does. Instead of requiring 3 plates to be fully plated, you only require 2. So instead of 3 plates that are 50 health each, you get 2 plates that are 75 health each. Why do you care about that? Well, you can go from 100 health to 250 by plating twice instead of 3 times. It's a lot faster to fully plate. And you can hold more armor in reserve. So if you have a satchel, you have 8 plates in reserve, right? Okay. Without tempered, that is 8 times 50. What is that? 400 health.
Mm-hmm.
With tempered, you can fully plate much more. Because that is 8 times 75, which is what? A number.
600.
Yeah, 600. Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
So it's like good for like it's good for people who don't find plates very often, snipers. However, then you don't have restock or ghost. So that's what's interesting about it. But that's the advantage of tempered. And then Tanner also had a very interesting thought on people who do like solo trios or whatever, and tempered might be good for them. Why don't you tell us about that thought?
Okay, yeah. So I hadn't thought about what you just said, by the way, how you could technically carry more ammo.
Armor.
Yeah. That's actually pretty big. I hadn't thought of that. That makes me think a little bit more highly of this perk. So I can see it good for people who like rush or who are playing like solo trios, because like the time you can plate up makes it so much quicker. For people that are super aggro, this might be the move, because a lot of those guys already, you know, some will run restock, some will run high alert. I mean, most of them still run ghost, but if they actually want to raise their chances of getting a bunch of kills, this is probably going to be the perk for like them specifically to use. And I think it's going to be geared towards that fast-paced players who are just always pushing. Because it's like you see these guys, like watch these guys play. Watch Mutex play solo quads. Like this guy does a little bit of damage to someone, downs them, and if he's already down to 2 plates, he's hiding behind a wall and he's plating up before he peeks again. You know, gets a few more shots on another guy, does some damage. If he gets hit, he falls back, plates again. So for players like that, this will be a huge change, because they'll spend a lot less time plating up and more time, rushing and actually killing players. Again, though, is this going to be better than Ghost? Doesn't seem like it. Not if they don't change anything with Ghost. So again, that's making me think maybe there's a rework coming we haven't heard of. Because if they're just adding another perk into the red category that's full of fantastic fucking perks and expecting people to use it. Great perk, right? This sounds fantastic. Worth running or worth using over, Ghost or Overkill? Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
Because when they first announced this, I saw Charlie Intel tweet out about it. Everyone was like, dude, you get more armor, like it's basically like Juggernaut, you get like more plates. And then Charlie Intel was like, no, to be clear, that's not what this is. You get 1 less plate. So you're just plating up faster, and each plate is, gives you more armor. So I do like this. Again, is it going to be game breaking? Is it going to change up the meta? Is it going to get people off of Ghost if there's no changes to it? No, I don't think so. It's going to be a solid perk, like a solid, it'd pretty much probably be the 3rd or 4th best perk in the red category. It's going to be after Ghost. It's going to be after Overkill, at least. So.
Yep, I agree. I mean, and another thing, too, is like, this doesn't. Okay. Most people, most of the time, if you're taking damage, let me think about this. This will very seldom make the difference between you living and dying, because it is not often where you will peek some guy, he cracks your plates, you line of sight, you played up once, he comes around, you get him one shot, but he downs you. In that case, Tempered would have maybe saved your life because you would have had 25 extra health you wouldn't have otherwise had. That is not a likely scenario to happen to people in general. If you're going for the solo quads world record, yes, for sure, as Tanner said. But for most people, doesn't matter that much. Being able to replate more quickly, I just don't know. I mean, I feel like this is only going to be effective or helpful for very, very aggressive players or people who want to conserve plates. However, even people who want to conserve plates, they're usually buying armor boxes, and this doesn't really matter for them anyway. So I just don't see this being very good at all. Certainly not better than Ghost for Tom, Dick, and Harry. Now, maybe for these super aggro world record players, it might be good. Because in those cases, there are times where like this would make the difference. And it happens to them more often than, you know, an average player. But like some average player, again, I don't see that much utility at all with this perk. Especially because it's a red perk. Crazy. There's no chance that a general recommendation would be for this instead of Ghost. Ghost is good no matter what your playstyle is, literally. Ghost is always good. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter if you're kill whoring, if you're aggro, if you're camping, if you're sniping, if you're driving around in a car. Doesn't matter. Ghost is always good. Maybe if you're driving a car, it doesn't matter. But most in general, it's just always good. Whereas this, I just don't see it. I don't think this is always good. I think a lot of times it's not going to matter to you at all.
Yeah, it's too situational.
Way too situational. And especially, again, because it's a red perk, it's like, okay. So once again, depending on what category Combat Scout is in, unless Combat Scout is a blue perk, then what we have here is a lot of new content that is not going to change the way anyone plays the game, which I've talked about until I've been blue in the face. They did it with the sentry gun. They've done it with all kinds of things, really. Guns on fucking Berthas, the RCXD. Just a bunch of shit, red doors. It's just a bunch of shit they're spending time on. That's like, it could be cool.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be cool if there are better options and no one uses the cool new shit you added.
Yeah,
Like,
just
I don't
filler
have a problem.
garbage.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't have a problem with these perks on their face. But if no one's going to use them because there are better options, then why bother making them at all? Why waste your time? So that's where I'm kind of with you, where I'm hoping, and I don't think it's likely, but I think it's plausible that they do a perk rework for Season 5 that they just haven't announced yet. Because they already said they're reworking High Alert. So they're at least open to changing how perks work. And if they were going to, I think it would be with Season 5. They change High Alert as they said they're going to, so that it counters Dead Silence or whatever. They'll add these two new perks, and then hopefully, in the same patch, they do some reworking of other perks. I think it's plausible. I would say it's less than a 50% chance, but I think it's plausible for sure. I don't think it's an outside chance. I think it could happen. And that would be ideal, because then this would actually be perhaps super impactful, and these would become perks that people would actually opt in to using.
Yeah. It'll be interesting too, because they'll be able to look at the data and they can see like, oh, wow, people are picking this only 5% of the time compared to Ghost, something like that. And then that could make them make changes as well. So, again, it kind of seems like one of these things where it's like, do these guys play the game? Because unless you're reworking all the other red perks, why are you putting a brand new perk into the red category knowing nobody's going to use this?
Exactly.
It's like, what are you thinking there?
Exactly.
Hey, maybe we need 4 perk categories or something. Who knows?
Ooh, that's an interesting idea.
It could be. It could work, actually. Never really thought about it, so I just said that randomly, but that could work.
It actually could work. There might be more diversity too.
Probably would be, yeah. But it's just, why is there 3? It's because Call of Duty has always had 3.
Yeah. I even like Restock, dude. Look at Restock. Restock's a great perk, dude. Your lethals
Amazing.
And tacticals recharge over like 30 or 45 seconds in Warzone. That's a lot. That's really big. Yet, we can go look at the data. 2% of players use it. 1 to 2% of players use it. And Ghost is like 80%.
Yeah.
And then the other 18% are fucking lost. But
yep.
But it's like, if a perk as good as Restock gets used 2% of the time, if that, I don't remember, but it's something that low or even lower, then you think fucking Tempered is going to be used ever? Like, what? I would use Restock over Tempered, I'll tell you that much. I would absolutely rather have unlimited stuns than have to do 1 fewer plate. Absolutely. So it's like, I don't know. We'll see. But putting that in the red category is cap. Would you place these perks in a different category if you were adding them?
Yes.
Where?
I would do Combat Scout as a 3rd perk to go up against like Amped, I guess, only Amped.
And Tracker. It kind of makes sense thematically.
Yeah. And Tempered, let's see, where would Tempered make sense? Make more sense as a blue perk, kind of. EOD, stopping damage. This kind of does the same thing. Stop bullets, technically. I don't know.
Tempered does not seem that crazy to me, honestly.
Kind of weird, because judging from what people were saying on Twitter, people were more excited for Tempered, like thinking it was a good perk. And this is after it seems like they all knew that you weren't getting more armor. You were just getting that same amount of armor and only 2 plates. Also, what are the chances when you're running this perk you can't hold as many plates? They could even do that. They didn't make that clear.
Yeah, it's possible, but I don't think that'll be the case.
You never know. That could be their way of balancing it in their minds, I mean,
you could be
Think
right.
like, oh, we don't want to give you more armor for that. Because if it cuts back on the plates you can hold, entirely useless.
100%
Entirely
useless,
It's a wash. Get it out of here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, unfortunately, these devs are kind of notorious for adding a lot of stuff into the game. Sounds great on paper, doesn't do anything, doesn't change the game whatsoever.
Yeah.
I mean, in their defense, like off the top of my head right now, I can't think of any like better perks that I think would be balanced well that belong in Warzone. So it probably is kind of hard to come up with these things because it's like a fine line of making something very overpowered or just entirely useless. Like Ghost, great example of entirely overpowered. That's
the problem with, and you said it yourself, and I think you're exactly right. That's the problem with the perks that are in Warzone right now. Ghost and Amped are so overpowered that if you were to add another perk in either of those categories that was better than those two, it would just be fucking insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you would have to add a red perk where it's like, okay, if you have this, you just have 2,000 health. Like, that's the only way I'm running something over Ghost. And then the game's just dumb. Like, then we just have a different game.
Yeah.
The existing perks are just too strong to where if you're adding any new shit, it's either not going to get used or it's going to be insanely OP and dumb. And the problem with OP perks, you might say, well, but Raz, if you add a red perk that's even better than Ghost, that makes everyone use it, well, that's fine, because everyone's on an even level playing field. because everyone's using that perk.
Yeah.
Sort of true, but what about if you come back from the gulag? You want people without perks to have a shot in hell at getting a kill.
Yeah,
and it's already really tough too. And this mostly depends on ground loot, honestly. But even if you can like pick up your old guns or whatever, but you don't have perks, you don't want those people to be completely without a hope, because if that's the case, you might as well remove the gulag too. Because then it's like, why are you sending me back to the game when this guy has Juggernog for perk 2 where he has 8,000 health? I can't do anything unless I have Juggernog myself. So why even allow me to have a gulag? It's dumb. So that's why you don't want super overpowered perks, because also at the beginning of the game would be decided by whoever loots 10,000 United States dollars or whatever the currency is, essence, in Warzone, and then buys a loadout. Then if the perks are even better than Ghost, then whoever gets loadout first wins just by virtue of the how insane their perks are. And that's not fun either. So you need to allow people without perks to be competitive. That's why you can't just add a perk that's even better than Ghost. It would be dumb. It would be entirely dumb.
Yeah.
So again, like Tanner said, we need a perk rework. And we actually might get one for season 5. I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic.
Yeah, I'm just thinking it's a possibility, but if anything, I would say a perk rework is very likely when we get the new map, or shortly after, something like that. So be great to get it in season 5 right now. That's kind of what the game needs at this point, is a perk rework, a bunch of changes like that would bring more people back than just adding in a perk that lets you hold 2 plates that give you more armor versus 3 plates. That's not going to bring any of the big streamers back, right? But if they say, oh shit, Ghost only works when you're moving, whoa, that changes the game entirely. Stuff like that.
Yeah. 100%. True. And some people in chat are talking about like Juggernaut, and how people thought this was Juggernaut. This doesn't matter, but I'm just going to say it anyways. If it were the case that Tempered was just your plates just give you more, so you had 75 times 3, which would be what? 225 plus 100, 325 health instead of 250. That would be terrible for the game. Everyone would run it, sure, but also everyone would snipe, because you'd still get a one-shot headshot down, and snipers would be insanely overpowered.
Yeah,
that would be a disaster. So let me clear that up for anyone.
Car 98 would just be absolute king of the game.
Oh, dude, it would be insane to use anything else.
Yeah. I mean, that would raise the time to kill in this game by like 300 milliseconds across the board.
But counterintuitively, it would lower it, because the only time you would get down is to snipers.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
That. Yeah.
Exactly.
So that would be awful. So you should be glad it doesn't work that way. Another thing, by the way, that adding literally any new perks, does to the game, makes Specialist a lot better. So if you get Specialist, you just get these 2 perks now also. That's a lot.
Just free perks, yeah.
That's a lot, dude. Okay, so Specialist is already real fucking good. Now you also get Tempered and Combat Scout. Yikes. Please don't bring Specialist back ever if you're going to be adding a bunch of new perks.
Well, it's ground loot now.
And it is cringe. So you guys better be on the fucking lookout for Specialist, because if it's in the game and someone has it and it's not you, see ya. You're dead.
See ya.
Yeah, Tempered plus Restock plus High Alert plus Ghost. Oh, good luck, kid. You're done.
Nice. Yeah.
You're done.
It's fantastic.
They'll see your little glowing orange footprints scurrying into a room, and then they'll throw a stun, which is restocking, by the way, and then they'll stun you, and then you'll flash up orange on their screen, just cowering in the corner, and then they'll just run in and fuck you. And if you break them, they'll jump out, replate fully in 2 plates, while you're just shivering in the corner, and they'll just run in and fuck you. Specialist.
Wow.
Specialist I've always hated in Warzone. It's going to be even worse now because it'll be even better.
Yeah.
Anyways, so all in all, it's going to depend upon where Combat Scout goes. However, unless it's blue, again, I don't think the game's changing at all. That's kind of my
Agreed.
overall.
That's pretty much where it ends up being, is not much is changing, probably.
And we just got to hope for a perk rework.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think a perk rework is the only way that this is actually cool and like transformative. And hopefully there will be one. I'm optimistic, but we'll see. All right. Also, looking at this road map, again, we said no particular order. Double Agent is a new Cold War mode.
Why don't we just finish off the Warzone stuff? There's not really much there. Just like the Warzone stuff still.
All right, bitch. Fine. What else do we have here?
New gulag. That's pretty much the main thing.
Cool. Okay. So yeah, good comms there. So that is it.
Yeah. Well, yes. There's a new game mode called Clash. We don't know what it is. And it's like two handguns facing each other. Doesn't matter. I've almost never played the LTMs in Warzone and probably won't play this one either.
Correct. So, new gulag is based on the map Rush, which we just got in Cold War, actually. And there is a screenshot of this new gulag, which I'm trying to pull up, and I'm getting a redirect loop. Here we go. Okay. So here's a screenshot of it. The new gulag. It's based off of Rush again. Now, based on this screenshot, this looks a lot like the gunfight map Speedball, which is just a flat surface and bits and pieces of cover, but not clutter, just like I mean, I don't know what the fuck this is. What are these objects in the middle, Tanner?
Well, if it's in paintball, it's like those inflatable objects, like I guess, to hide behind. It's not really a pill box. Not a pill box. Inflatable cover. I don't know.
Yeah, but they're like inflatable. They're basically inflatable cylinders. Yeah. But they're also like probably 8 feet tall, 5 feet wide. And they're kind of like strewn about just a flat ground. So it's like you put a bunch of those things on a basketball court, or even smaller. Maybe you're playing half court. That's the new gunfight map. Looks like a gunfight map. Or excuse me, that's the new gulag, which looks like a gunfight map. What are your thoughts?
Dude, I'm going to go out and say this has the potential to be the best gulag we've seen.
Whoa!
Just because of what I'm seeing and what I have envisioned here. Standoff, not a great gulag.
Not a great
Hijacked, not a great gulag. Nuketown, I thought was decent. Most people hated. Not a great gulag, though. I feel like this should be the most fair and balanced gulag if they do it correctly. Because it should just be, on your spawn, you have one of those fucking pillars on the right, one on the left. They also have one in the same spot on their side, on both sides. And it should just be, it should like encourage more actual one-on-one gunfights versus, oh, let me hide around this corner on hijacked, throw a stun, try to get a side angle on him and shoot him in the side of the head, you know? I feel like this could lead to more like one-on-one straight gunfights similar to what we had in the original gulag. Now, I could be entirely wrong, but I'm thinking this has the potential to be a really good gulag, and I'm excited to see how this plays out. Also, I see a lot of just flat walls. I guess this is how most of the gulags are. But I was thinking like this, there could be a lot of instances here where you can wallbang maybe. But I guess, you know, hijacked kind of was that same way. And there really wasn't a whole lot of places to wallbang. But yeah, I think this will be a good gulag, actually. I'm very excited for this. It can't be worse than hijacked. I know that. It actually just can't. this has to be a better gulag than what we've had for the last couple months. So I'm excited for this. I think this one will be good.
I agree. I think it looks great. It looks to me like a gunfight map, and that's what I've been petitioning for the gulags to be, where you can clearly see where someone is, and there's no dumb little cheeky rat spots like every fucking gulag has had. Showers, you could stand on top one of the sinks and get a disgusting head glitch cringe. Not a gunfight, that's you ratting and just getting in a cute spot and winning. What was the next one? Not standoff. Nuketown. Nuketown was
before
fine.
Standoff.
Yeah, no.
Nuketown was the best
showers.
out of the last. Oh, okay. Nuketown was like the best one we've had out of like last three. Honestly,
think so too. I think Nuketown was the best one recently. That one was like kind of fun. And then after that, I think we had Standoff. Awful. A lot of rat spots. Waiting. Hijacked. Awful. Same shit. But this, it seems like it's just like a fair fight. My question though, so I think this will be better than Hijacked. Can't get worse. However, where's the audience? And how loud will their footsteps be? How loud will the spectator footsteps be, and where will they
Can
be?
you see in any of these images?
I can't. Yeah, I can't see from this image anyway. But hopefully I can't hear them, because on Hijacked, they were in the gulag with you. Spectators were. You just hear them, you see them, you get hit markers on them. It got me
you
killed
do get
once.
a hit mark, yeah.
Holy shit, actually.
Check out our TikTok.
I hate this game. So that was not great. So we'll have to see where the audience is, but still, again, can't be worse than Hijacked. So I'm actually
where's the damn audience?
I'm genuinely excited for this one.
This one, based on these little screenshots too, I feel like it's going to be smaller than like the Hijacked one is entirely too big, but who knows? It's hard to tell from these little screenshots. But that'd be great if it was smaller. So yeah, I'm excited for that. That's probably going to be a bigger change than the perks will end up being, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because you'll at least go to the gulag, but I'll never run fucking tempered.
I don't go to the gulag. It'll be great for you. You'll see it all the time. I won't be there ever.
Cool, man. I want you to gently grasp that energy and keep it.
They call you Gulag Gary for a reason, dude. You know that.
They don't call me that. That's very rude of you. Shit can. How's that how's that whiskey, by the way?
Good. Gotta finish it off. Only halfway through.
God, pussy.
I haven't been drinking much whiskey lately. Like the last couple weeks, I haven't been having a whole lot.
How come?
Saving it for Vegas. Dude, maybe I should bring this to Vegas. Put it in a flask. I should bring a flask to Vegas. What are your thoughts on that? Put it in a coat pocket?
You should bring a flask. You should not put good bourbon in your flask, though. You're going to be hammered by the time you're drinking out of your flask. It's not going to matter.
I'll ask Elle for some cheap vodka recommendations.
Elle knows every spot you could hide alcohol, for sure. So yeah, ask him. He's probably fashioned some devices of his own to store alcohol and sneak it into venues.
Wow, cool.
Because he likes to drink. Shout out to Elle.
Cool.
Now we're going to talk about some of the other things in this roadmap. Again, as I said at the beginning, we're not going to be talking about all of this, but did we not? Okay. So we'll talk about this now next.
What are we talking about, buddy?
New weapons. I don't know how we forgot to add these in the notes.
Well, yeah, okay. Yeah.
There isn't too much to say. I agree.
Yeah,
with you.
we'll have patch notes for it on Wednesday anyways. I figured we'd do most of the shit on Wednesday for that.
Yes, we will be talking about these more, but briefly, we would be remiss not to mention these. So 2 new weapons here, and I'm going to kind of zoom in. One of which is the Tech 9 SMG. And this looks like a submachine gun.
It is. That's what an SMG stands for.
Hot take. Did you guys know that submachine gun is called that because it fires a pistol round? That's what constitutes a submachine gun. So if it fires, NATO ammo, it's not an SMG. It's a gun. But what makes an SMG an SMG is that it fires sub-machine gun rounds, under machine gun. The more you know. Tech 9,
Nice.
hot take. Hot take, I don't care about SMGs anymore. I have 15 good SMGs I can use. I don't need more. Stop it. I'm done. I'm done with the SMGs. I'm over it. Not because you guys haven't been doing a good job with SMGs. Been doing a great job. That's why we don't need fucking more. We got a CX9, a MAC-10, a Milano, a Bullfrog, a PPSH, an MP5, others, an LC-10. Like every SMG except the KSP, for Cold War anyway, is very good in Warzone. I don't need more. I don't care. Stop it. Actually, stop it. I don't give a fuck about the Tech 9 because it doesn't matter. What are your thoughts, Tanner?
I'm trying to think of the game where I use a Tech 9 a lot. There was a game...
Grand Theft Auto?
No, it's a first-person shooter where it was only semi-auto. So I'm wondering if this would be something weird where it's semi-auto. I don't think it would be, but...
I don't think so.
What's the first-person shooter I play where the Tech 9 was semi? It was fucking weird. Man, what game was that? Anyways, here's my hot take. They're officially out of gun ideas. Based off of these ones we're getting this season, probably the worst guns to come to a season since Cold War launched. I don't know. I mean, just boring. They look like shit. I mean, more content, sure. The SMGs are doing fine though, for sure. What would the Tech 9 be like? I don't even know. It's gonna be like an SMG.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna guess
care.
anymore.
It's probably gonna be super well balanced and good for a niche purpose, like every other SMG, which I'm happy about. That's good.
Yeah.
But at this point, we have enough variety in the category. We don't need more. There's an SMG for every playstyle already. I don't need another one. And by the way,
you gotta think they're basically adding this into Cold War, and it's just coming to Warzone. So they're thinking more Cold War.
Yep, I think you're right. And that's exactly the point. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think you're right. It's just gonna be for Warzone. This isn't gonna matter that much. But for Cold War, a new SMG would be welcome for sure.
Pretty sure it's a dog shit gun in real life too, like awful gun.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. And the next one is an EM2, which is an AR. Now, based on this picture and another picture I saw on Twitter, it looks sort of like a Groza, but also it has a super long barrel that makes it look like a DMR of some kind. Now, I don't know what the fucking EM2 is. I don't know if that's a real gun. Does this look familiar to you at all, Tanner? You're a gun nerd.
I have no fucking idea. I thought the same thing. I just zoomed in and was looking at this before we started talking about the Tech 9. It looks like a Groza with a AR-15 firing handle on top. It's literally possibly the ugliest gun we are going to see in Warzone. I think it will be. It is fucking hideous. Yeah. Looks like an 8R in Escape from Tarkov mixed with a M4 and COD. And a Groza. It is the ugliest piece of shit. Half of it's wood.
Yeah.
I mean, holy shit. Get this thing out of the game.
Well, it's kind of like a sortie boy from the top.
It looks like it should be a tactical rifle, like a burst rifle. Yeah.
It looks like a tac.
Those are the vibes I get from it.
I'm getting semi-auto or burst vibes strongly.
Swordfish, yeah. I like the swordfish thought.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, by the way, default a Tech 9 in real life is semi-automatic. Oh. So we could see some weird shit like that in the game. I doubt it. I mean, you can convert any gun to fully automatic if you want, but yeah, because I just read that actually it's apparently I think illegal in the U.S. now because of how easy it was to convert to fully auto. But by default, the Tech 9 is a semi-automatic machine pistol, is what it's called.
Okay.
So but yeah, back to the EM2. Yeah, I don't know. It's ugly, I can tell you that much, guys.
It's definitely ugly.
Like, is that an optic on the firing handle? I guess it is. Or on the carrying handle, I mean, sorry. Looks like some dog shit optic. Which is like a swordfish, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a swordfish to me. The top part, yeah.
Yeah. It is a weird looking gun.
I kind of hope that it is semi-auto, but for long range. Because that's one thing we don't have in Warzone right now.
They consider it an AR, though, so it won't be.
Well, the FAL's an AR.
Oh, wait, this is a real gun. EM2. Oh, it's fucking hideous. It does. It has like a default scope on that handle up there. That's how it is in real life. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Okay, yeah. Is it typically semi-auto or burst?
Produced in 1951.
Cool. Change
Fires
it.
bunch of different rounds.
Fires bullets, yeah.
Slow fire rate, 460 to 600 rounds per minute. IRL. Default 20 round mag, so it'll be interesting how it is in real life. It's a British assault rifle. Go figure. British make the worst fucking guns on earth. I mean, yeah, never buy a gun from a Brit ever.
Well,
yeah, it's not. Yeah, just a shitty British rifle. Oh my god, this thing's ugly. Let me link this in Twitch chat.
okay, yeah, I'll pull
Copy
it up on the
image
broadcast
address.
here.
Let's post
Let's
this.
pull this up on the broadcast.
Yeah, look at that.
This is a real life EM2, whatever the fuck. Let's see here. Oh god, yeah, that's not a great looking gun, huh? Not a great looking gun. Jesus Christ, it looks so old. This looks like a replica of a real gun. Doesn't look like it. Look at the trigger too. The trigger's like a plastic like slab. Look at that. It looks like a toy. This isn't a real gun. I don't believe you. You fucked up the picture. This is not a real gun.
It's the ugliest thing I've ever seen, huh?
Look at the trigger. Why is it a plastic slab?
I don't know. Yeah.
Makes no sense. Anyways, whatever. I hope it's semi-auto though, because if it was, then we could maybe get that back in the mix. And you said, well, it's an AR, it won't be a semi-auto. Well, the FAL is semi-auto, and it's in the AR category. I don't know if anything from Cold War. Oh, because this is a Cold War gun. Yeah, fuck, you might be right. Yeah, it's probably going to be fully auto then. Well, then in that case, maybe it could be like a Scar or an Odin or something. And if that's the case, could be interesting, could be fun. But I don't really know.
It's so ugly.
Yeah.
Like, where are you supposed to hold it on the front? Like, what is
the undercarriage, right?
Yeah, look how small it is though.
True.
Like, think of like an M4. You have like at least double the amount to grip there. God, the British actually need to stop making guns, seriously. Let the Americans do it. Holy shit, man.
Yeah.
Anyways, this thing's hideous. It's an assault rifle. We'll see how it is.
It seems like it's going to be like a shitty Scar, like a Cold War Scar. I guess we kind of already got that with
Interesting, yeah.
Well, no, we didn't really. Because we got like a Cold War AMAX with the C-58. But this might be like a Cold War Scar. Because like, look at how small the mag is. How slow the fire rate is in real life. If this gun is remotely similar to its real life counterpart, if it's that slow of a fire rate, then it has to chunk.
Yeah.
So that could be interesting.
It would have to chunk or it'll be worthless. But who knows? They've, ARs aren't always the best in this game.
True. So we'll see.
See how they are.
Yeah. So overall, not super excited though. Yeah, we're getting a cane as well.
Like a literal cane, like an
walking
elderly
stick.
Person's cane.
Yeah, which is
like I said, they're out of ideas.
Yeah, clearly. And then Marshall, which looks like a pistol. Which is
it's probably a pistol that fires 1 or 2 rounds. That's a huge fucking bullet or something.
It looks like it fires like Magnum rounds or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hot take. Yeah, these are going to be the worst weapons we've seen since the Cold War. Seamless transition, I think.
Yeah.
I was getting pretty excited with the new gulag and the new perks, but after looking at these guns, well, I guess it doesn't matter too much. We'll use the old guns still, probably, but cringe.
Yeah, agreed. Not super thrilled about these, but you never know. They could balance these in a different way than they are, or than we think they might. So, anyways, moving on. That is that for Warzone, roughly.
Yeah.
Now, also on this roadmap, as I was saying, is a new mode called Double Agent. They released a Twitter little trailer for Double Agent, which is a multiplayer mode. And it is a Cold War mode, and it is kind of like Among Us meets Call of Duty, where I don't know exactly how it works, but it's like you can backstab and betray people. You have to like see who the double agent is on your team or whatever, and then you can like choose to betray your teammates or not. It actually sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun, and the thing that I was thinking of, honestly, was this would be great for hangouts. Because for pubs, I'm not playing this. I don't care. Because I'm not going to, most pubs aren't going to use voice chat anyway, and this is one of those types of games where it's only fun if you're in comms, honestly. So I would never play this in pubs, but it's a party mode. I don't play party modes in pubs anyway, so I guess that doesn't really matter. But for hangouts, I think this would be super fucking fun. Or if you have like a big group of your friends, I think this would be like really fun. In the same way like Among Us, by the way. Like Among Us was popular, and when it was not fun to play pubs Among Us. I never even tried. But if you could get 8 of your friends to get in a group, then it was a ton of fun. Yeah. And I feel like this double agent mode is going to be kind of the same thing. Did you see the Twitter video of it?
I did, yeah. It does look like it could be kind of exciting, but this is kind of weird to even add into the game because pubs in this will be holy shit, awful. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so like it's basically one person will spawn in as the double agent. It's their job to kill everyone else without the other players finding out. Not sure what happens when it comes down to like a 1v1 when you obviously know you're not the double agent. Like how's it going to work? Are you going to be able to shoot them, or like how does that work? Is it melee?
Yeah, I don't
because they have guns in the video. So it'll be weird once it gets down to 1v1. It's like, okay, do you just have to kill everyone but one person? What happens there? I don't know. But yeah, this looks like it could be very fun with a group of friends. Like people who like those like party games, I think will really like this one. Like, I can't think of the name right now. What is the one everyone likes to play? The party game in COD.
Prop
where
hunt?
you like prop hunt. Yeah, this may be something fun like prop hunt. Probably won't be as fun as a party game, but that'd be the only reason people would play it. They're not going to play it in a public setting, or they shouldn't. They
definitely shouldn't. I was also unclear if it was like 2 teams and each team had a double agent, or if it was just one big lobby of like free for all type of deal. Do you know? I couldn't figure it out based on the trailer.
It's like one big lobby free for all, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, that would make more sense. Yeah. I want to try this for some hangouts.
It's just kind of, I guess it's going to be fun based off who is in the lobby, because it's like, couldn't you all just sit in a circle and be like, okay, try to start killing people, see what happens, or some shit like that. But I guess you can say the same thing about Among Us. It's going to come down to who you're playing with, if the game mode is actually fun or not.
And people are going to spawn super far apart. So if you're the double agent and you spawn close to only one other person, you can just go kill them real quick, and then you know what I mean? Like, you're not going to all spawn right next to each other, I don't think. So that would make it easier. But I don't know. This is a cute little mode that I think is really going to be interesting for like partiers. Yeah, but cute is the way I would describe it. Now, next on to new maps. These are quite interesting. Okay, so we have Echelon and Slums, and Drive-In and Zoo coming in 6s.
Cool.
Now, Drive-In and Zoo are coming mid-season. Slums and Echelon are right away. Is Echelon a remake? I feel like some people were saying this, but
Echelon is supposedly a remake. Not exactly, but it's very similar to a BO2 map called Vertigo, which I'll be honest, I didn't remember at all, and I had to watch videos of it. I still don't recognize it. I may have never played that map. It's like, what's the map in BO4 where you're like up on the large... It's like you're up in the air on some massive platform. Yeah, DLC maps usually weren't great back in the day.
I see. Okay.
That's kind of what I was reading too, because I was trying to gather more info on like what this map was exactly, and like even posts from years ago were like Vertigo's not a good map at all. this map's kind of just dumb. So
You know what this
kind of a weird
reminds-
one to remaster. What?
Yeah, it reminds me of a map that was not a DLC map. Oh, god damn it. What was the BO2 map where you were on like a rooftop like this, sort of? Oh, fuck me. And there's a parked airplane.
Yeah, like right in the middle.
Yeah.
That's where all the trick shotting kids did their shit. Yeah, I can't think of the name.
Oh, fuck me. This is going to make me so mauled. I have to look this up. Hold on. Let's see. Okay. Let me look this up. Black Ops 2 maps.
Yeah, what is it?
It's making me so goddamn mad.
I don't know. Carrier?
It might be
People
Carrier.
are saying Carrier.
It might be Carrier. I don't know. I gotta look here. Let's see. Okay, Carrier. Yep, Carrier. Yeah. That's
That was
what
a
it
big
reminds
trick
me
shotting
of.
map, yeah.
Yep, this is what it reminds me of. Yeah, good call. Good call, P-Blue. Yeah. This is what it reminds me of. Anyways, if it's a remake of that, okay. That's why
You're
I
only
haven't heard
saying
of it.
that because you can fall off the map. That's the only thing they have in
it looks
common.
like it's about the same size too. And there's like
maybe.
there's a
Carrier's kind of
an
more
air-
all open. This Echelon kind of looks more like it actually has like 3 different lanes.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
So I'm thinking.
since Tanner and I have not played that map, let's hope it's good, but we really have no idea. Slums, however,
Yeah, it looks like a map. That's 6v6.
we've played some slums. I've played.
We've shit on a lot of kids in slums.
We've dunked on a lot of children in slums, dude. Like we're at the fucking YMCA, just dunking on children. How do we think Slums is gonna play in Cold War?
Here's the thing. I wrote this down on my notes. I'm done answering that question. I don't know. Because so far, none of the maps I've thought would play well in Cold War have. Nuketown? Awful in Cold War. Guess what? Must be the game for me. It's not the maps, because the maps are usually fine. So Slums is a great map. How's it going to play in Cold War? No fucking clue. As good as BO4? Probably not. Absolutely not, actually. No. Because BO4, I think, was a better game than Cold War. So yeah, Slums, great map. I know a lot of people are probably upset they're bringing it back again. But it's a solid map, dude. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just another good map out of the 6v6 rotation. By the time Cold War is, all said and done, it's going to be a lot of good 6s maps when you look at the list. Most of them are going to be remasters, but it's going to have a solid list of 6s. So, yeah, I'm excited to play Slums.
Yeah. Slums will be the best 6s map so far to be remastered. Maybe not counting Nuketown. But this iteration of Nuketown's not great. However, with Slums, if they stick to the formula that they've stuck to with Raid and Hijacked and Standoff, where they don't change a goddamn thing, if they don't touch a goddamn hair on Slums' pretty little head, then this will be the best remake they've added to Cold War. By far. Slums is a better map than Standoff. It's a better map than Hijacked. It's a better map than fucking Express, easily. It's a better map than Raid. It's just an excellent map. It's such a good map. Slums is such a strong fucking map. How will it play in Cold War? Yeah, we'll see. We've actually talked about this because there's been speculation that Slums is coming to this game. And I said, I think it'll play pretty fucking well because there are not that many long sight lines. And
exactly.
There are really only, I mean, you could say 2, but really only 1, because one of them is like quite avoidable. You can scurry around the backside. The other lane, you can't do that. But you can just not go down that lane. You can just go left from that spawn. And so you don't have to worry about snipers ever if you just want to avoid them. And then this is going to be exceptional. I'm really fucking excited to try this in Cold War. Like, really excited. More than I have been for anything else. I was very excited for Standoff because I hadn't played it in so long, because that was not in BO4. But
Standoff
Slums
ended up
was.
being good in Cold War, I think.
Yeah.
Better than I thought that would be, actually, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. But, excuse me. I'm very excited. And I think this is going to play really well. I'm pretty fucking confident.
Yeah.
So that's going to be great. I'm really excited for that. Now, unfortunately, too late. I have fucking dark matter already, and Tanner doesn't have dark matter. I have it, but Tanner doesn't. So I'm not going to be playing that much Cold War, to be honest. I will play the fuck out of Slums, though. And I'll have 2 new guns to level, so I'll be doing that as well. And I'm excited to do it. And I will be doing all of it on Slums. All of it. Such a good map. Such a
And you know there will be a
fucking map.
24/7 Slums playlist for probably at least a couple weeks. So
yeah, 100%.
That'll be good.
100%. 100%. So next thing we want to talk about. I think this is a stretch, but I wanted to bring it up. On the roadmap, new out in the zombies heading. A lot of new zombie shit. New outbreak equipment, grapple gun. Okay, so we've seen a grapple gun a couple times. We saw it probably more than these two, but these are the ones I can think of. We saw it in Blackout, which was the BO4 BR.
Yeah.
As like equipment you could pick up and use. And we also saw it in BO4 multiplayer with Ruin. His E was the grappling hook, which was insanely fun to use, by the way. An excellent operator.
It was very fun. Yeah.
And there was that cheeky little firing range trick that we were taught by that shit can Old Man River, right?
Old Man River. Shout out to Old Man River, friend of the pod.
What you would do if you were playing with Ruin and you were playing like Domination, which had 2 rounds, for example, you would play the first round, get your ult, don't use it, wait until the second round starts, and then if you get on the spawn, one of the 2 spawns, you could grapple to the other spawn, and then you just press ult, and you'll get like 4 kills, like every time. Really fucking funny. Super dumb though, but fun when you're doing it. Anyways, the grappling gun's coming to Outbreak, and it says it is Outbreak equipment. I don't know what that means. I think what that means is it's like a symbol monkey. I think a symbol monkey is classified as equipment in zombies, which means you can go to a crafting table, spend salvage, make a symbol monkey. I think the same is going to be the case for a grapple gun. It's called a grapple gun, actually.
Yeah.
Probably going to work the same way as Ruin's grappling hook, I would imagine. This would actually be pretty fucking good in zombies, because if you get stuck, you can't move, you can maybe just fucking Spider-Man out of that bitch. That'd be pretty cool, and I think that would be fun.
It would be more fun if you could always use it if it was on like a cooldown timer or something, but I guess that would kind of probably ultimately make it too easy. But it is just zombies, so it's like if something's overpowered, it doesn't really matter a whole lot, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I like this idea. Interesting too that it's only an Outbreak. They're really pushing Outbreak. Obviously, the player base hasn't taken too kindly to it. Most of the zombies players didn't end up liking Outbreak a whole lot, it seems, or they're, I think, just kind of bored of it. So it's kind of interesting it's only coming to that.
I think that's very weird too. Yeah.
Because it's like, why? I mean, you gotta think, a lot of the Outbreak maps, they're so open. It's like, what are you going to grapple to half the time? Just a random tree in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't it almost make more sense in regular round-based zombies? Maurer Toten, I'm getting fucked. I should be able to use my grapple up on one of those roofs or something if I want to.
Yeah.
You know? Just have it cost a lot of salvage, give me like 2 of them or something. Unsure why this is only going in Outbreak. Again, it's like a lot of development time and resource to put something only in one game mode, really? In one very particular game mode. How many people in the world are actually playing Outbreak right now, you know?
That's a good point. Especially even among zombies players, most are not playing Outbreak anymore.
Yeah, kind of odd.
It is weird. That is weird. That's a good point.
This is a cool idea. I like it. I just wish it was in regular zombies too then. By the way, talking about the Ruin thing, It's kind of weird looking back because like a lot of these operators, like Ruin wasn't an overpowered operator, I don't think in BO4. It's like if they had more operators like Ruin instead of, you know, Reaper Scythe just fucking mowing people down with the automatic gun, operators wouldn't have been that bad at all.
I agree. Yeah.
BO4 would have been way better if all the operators were more similar to something like Ruin.
No Zero, no Reaper.
They were pretty much all busted. They were either busted or dog shit. Ruin, I think, was one of the few ones that was kind of balanced.
I think Seraph was pretty balanced too.
Seraph,
you actually had to hit a shot with that pistol, you know.
Yeah, which is why I didn't run Seraph often. Yeah, because I would always miss my shots.
Yeah.
What was the guy's name who had the Seeker? Was that Phantom? What was it called?
Oh.
What was the name of that guy? Prophet. See, that one was pretty fucking busted.
That was insanely stupid.
They were just dog shit or OP pretty much. They couldn't figure out the balance between them. But like Ruin, you actually had to be good if you wanted to use it properly. Like you had to grab. You would see people do that slam so many times and just get 0 kills because they would fuck it up. Even me, I would accidentally slam all the time. I would get nervous, press the wrong button, I would slam, do nothing. Cool. There goes my slam. I don't have it for another 10 minutes, you know?
Or when you're shooting some Ruin and he's absolutely one shot and just out of spite, he ults just you just because he's a little coward rat.
Oh, we used to get mad at people. We used to call them pussies for ulting on.
Really? You solo slam me, you fucking bitch.
Slam. Oh, we would make fun of people if they solo slam.
100%.
Every time I would slam with Ruin, it'd be a triple kill at least. It's that simple.
At least that's what you
Ruin
have
was
to go
fucking
for.
fun.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyways, it is weird that it's only coming to Outbreak. The main reason I want to talk about this is it possible that this is foreshadowing? Because once again, we had it in Blackout, which was a BR. Every time I talk to people about Outbreak, they say, I liked it a lot.
Blackout.
Blackout's what I meant. And the hook was really cool, and it would be nice to have it to Warzone. I haven't seen anyone ever say like, oh, the grappling gun in Blackout was so overpowered and dumb.
Never. Because it was a skill gap.
Yeah. So you don't think it's foreshadowing, though?
No. I think it would have already been here. I don't think we're going to go into a World War II game and all of a sudden get a grapple gun.
That's a great point, yeah.
You know?
You're right.
It's like, sure, I'm sure something like that existed back then, but if they're going to add like a high-tech grappling gun, I feel like they should have already done that. I don't know. But, yeah.
I was thinking for like the next iteration of Warzone, but you're right. The next iteration of Warzone's... Well, it's either going to be World War II or it's not, and then we'll have way more information by then anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe it isn't foreshadowing. You're right. But yeah, I would like to see this normal zombies. Kind of cringe that it's not, but so anyway, Tanner, what is this next item we're looking at here?
The new zombies perks. Yeah. So we're getting well, not perks. We're getting a new perk and a new field upgrade specific to zombies. So the first one here. Okay, it's called Death Perception. Sets a debut as the 9th perk in Cold War after a brief appearance in BO4.
Oh.
I forgot BO4 had zombies.
I never played it once.
I always forget that. I think that has gone down as like the worst zombies, I'm pretty sure, is BO4, wasn't it? That's what I always hear. I don't think I've even seen gameplay of BO4 zombies.
Yeah, not great.
Okay, at its base level, Death Perception highlights obscured enemies with a unique outline. If you're in the dark or struggling to see enemies nearby, this perk will keep you well aware of your surroundings. Cringe. That sounds useless.
Completely.
As you upgrade Death Perception, however, more effects come into play. So you get your minimap update rate increased.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
I did not know there was a minimap in zombies. Is that real?
That's why I was like, okay. I never paid attention to zombies on a minimap. Apparently it is. So minimap update rate increase. There you go. You'll see more zombies on the minimap. In case you don't see the 30 of them in front of you charging you, you can look up at your minimap. Tier 2, enemies give danger indicators when behind the player. So kind of like high alert, okay. Again, I don't think I've ever had the issue of not knowing zombies were behind me. Tier 3, gain 20% more looted salvage. That's the best thing so far. Having more salvage is always good, especially 20%. That's actually
That's
massive.
fuck ton. Yeah.
Tier 4, increase armor penetration damage by 10%. Pretty good. In Tier 5, nearby chests, resources, and item drops are outlined through walls.
Useless.
Pretty useless. What chests?
I don't know what chests even means. Yeah.
What chests are they talking about? Resources, item drops. Here's
That
the
might be
thing. You
outbreak
usually
specific.
aren't going to need anything through walls because when I'm killing 100 zombies in the middle of Mauer Totem, I don't need anything outlined through a wall because there are no walls. You're not like killing a zombie and running away and being like, oh, I wonder if they dropped anything good. This perk fucking sucks. I'm over it. Dog shit perk. Useless.
Yeah, this seems pretty bad.
This honestly sounds like the most useless perk in zombies. I mean, in zombies, you end up getting all of them anyways. But in terms of actually spending your essence to upgrade it, this sounds like about the worst one to upgrade.
I think the more salvage is cool. I think more armor pen's very good. None of the base tier 1, 2, and 5. Those 4 versions, whatever, are trash.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. I literally did not know there was a mini map in zombies.
I knew there was a mini map. I didn't know like zombies were live pinged on it.
I didn't even know it existed.
That's funny.
I swear to God. I don't know if I look at it and just didn't remember, but I've never used it a lot. Danger indicators from behind the player. Yeah, I don't. I hear them fucking gurgling behind me. And also, of course there's a zombie behind me. I'm playing zombies. They're everywhere, always.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, even if they're behind me, it doesn't matter. Even if they hit me, it doesn't matter. They're not going to kill me. I can just turn around and kill them real quick. It's zombies. It's not like it's a player sitting 100 meters away with a sniper rifle and it's giving me that indicator. No, it's telling me there's a zombie about to smack me and do 10 damage to me. Cool.
Yeah,
Got
exactly.
it. Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah, so that's
Dog shit perk.
I agree. It is a dog shit trash
That's
perk.
fine though. There's still other really good perks in the game, so whatever. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It'll still be worth buying, like you said. There comes a time in every zombies game, unless you're a shit can, where you have enough money for all the perks, so you just buy it.
Unless your name's Lag Show, yeah.
Well, fuck Lag
so
Show, yeah.
the other thing here we're getting with zombies that's interesting is a new field upgrade. So the new field upgrade is called Tesla Storm. Okay, change it. Activating this ability will give all nearby zombies a sudden shock. Upon triggering the Tesla Storm, lightning chains between you and your teammates, damaging regular zombies caught in between. If you're able to upgrade the ability, the lightning will soon be able to stun higher tier zombies and also boost movement speed. This sounds pretty cool. So this kind of reminds me of, I'm thinking like, well, I was going to say Ring of Fire, but I guess not. We're like, I guess it doesn't give you a damage buff or anything. This is kind of good, though, if you're getting extremely overwhelmed. Like, think if you're in the middle of Mauer Totem, we're all spread around. There's zombies coming from all angles. If somebody's like, I'm about to be fucked, we're like, okay, let's pop Tesla Storm. Because if I pop Ring of Fire, great. If you're surrounded by zombies, that's not going to do anything for you. You're not going to be able to get inside of that Ring of Fire, right? So this could be good to shock everyone in the area. It shocks them like in a line from you to your teammates. So if there's anyone between, me and dipshit 40 meters away in a corner, it's going to shock all those zombies. It's going to give that person a chance to move, to kill them, do whatever with them. So this sounds pretty cool, actually. It sounds like it'll be very beneficial if you guys are split up. Yes. I mean, of course, you should be most of the time playing more as a group in zombies. If you're, new frogs, you should stick together, not all be split up. But if zombies are attacking from all different angles, if you don't have them like trained coming straight at you, I think that's when this will be very busted. So I'm excited for this, actually.
This does look fucking cool, and it seems similar to Ring of Fire in that it's like a damage field upgrade as opposed to like healing aura or whatever. My first question is, what if you're playing solo? Like, then what?
I guess it just shocks nearby zombies, which in that case, isn't there another perk that already does that? I thought there was. Isn't there some other perk that kind of shocks or like, what am I thinking? Frost Blast, you like freeze them.
Yeah, I don't know.
It totally depends how far this works. Like, if you can press this and it shocks every zombie within 10, 15 meters, every single one, basically, that's going to be pretty fucking good.
Yeah,
this only shocks zombies within 5 meters, and it only, shocks them for like a half a second. It's going to be dog shit. So That'll be interesting to see how well this actually works.
And it's also going to depend on what its tiers are and what those things do. So if tier 5 is like, you know, it instant kills normal zombies, like, okay, yeah, this thing's pretty good.
Yeah.
So we'll see. That is cool though. I like this. I like the concept. And by the way, CC in zombies is insanely good. I use Healing Aura only for the knockback effect, and I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Because if you get surrounded by zombies where you can't move, you will die. Can't do anything. Doesn't matter. The only counter to this that I found is one of the Healing Aura upgrades. If you buy it, when you activate it, it knocks back all nearby zombies. That's the only reason I use it. Mm-hmm. Is for the knockback so I can run away. So there's more CC options now. CC is really good. So if the shock also staggers them and they like move a little bit, giving you enough space to start moving, this will be really good. And it'll do damage on top of that. So yeah, this will be cool. I'm definitely excited to try this, and we will be trying this on Marder Turton when we build Klaus.
Marder Turton? Yeah.
Marder Turton, yeah.
I know, this is getting me excited. I'm like, dude, what do we stream next week? Do we stream the new Warzone update next Friday, or do we stream zombies? Yeah,
it'll be Warzone, of course, but we'll be on zombies soon enough.
Got it.
Trust me. Yeah,
probably the next day. Yeah.
So anyways,
cool.
Anything else you want to talk about? Tanner Dropshot?
I don't think so. Like we said, we didn't even hit everything on the roadmap, but we'll get into more specifics on Wednesday. We'll have patch notes at some point during that podcast, hopefully earlier rather than later. I feel like it usually comes about an hour in. I feel like it's usually about 8 o'clock Pacific we get the patch notes. I guess we'll already have the Cold War ones anyways, but yeah, Wednesday, hey, listen up. Wednesday at the beginning of the pod, we may or may not have a nice little, a potential leak that's going to be pretty good for the game. If it's true, that's going to be coming soon. So come by on Wednesday. We'll have a little discussion about that.
We have it on pretty fucking good authority, by the way. This item, which we will be discussing on Wednesday. Yeah. We have it on good authority. So we'll talk about that more on Wednesday, as Tanner said. You will want to be here live for that. It is a Dropshot exclusive. No one else will be talking about it. Trust me. Other than that, boys and girls, as Tanner said, that's it. This is not everything on the roadmap. It's not even... It's sort of close, but it's not everything on the roadmap because this is not intended to be like a second Wednesday episode. As I said, we mainly wanted to talk about the new Warzone perks and how those are going to change the game, and we'll see. But based on the information we have now, it's not going to change the game much at all. But hopefully there's a perk rework, and then it will, and that'll be great. So other than that, boys and girls, that is it. We'll be back on Wednesday, as Tanner said, with his stupid fucking face. We'll have way more information on Season 5 as it pertains to Warzone and zombies and Cold War. And I'm sure we'll be going over the Warzone patch notes live like we have been for the past couple of patches, because Raven is rude and they release the patch notes live during this broadcast, and they do it
super rude,
and they do it on purpose. It's that simple. They do it on purpose.
They sure do.
They follow the pod. They're in our DMs constantly. We will be leaking them, and it's cringe, but whatever. We'll make do. So that is it, boys and girls. Patreon.com/thedropshot. 5 bonus eps per month. We do weekly hangouts. We do community events such as the Dropshot Invitational #3. Signups closing soon. Figure it the fuck out. Patreon's the best way to support the program. It's where we offer all of our bonus content, and we get the most bang for your buck. So if you wanted to piss away some of your hard-earned money on this podcast, do it there first. And then if you want to waste even more, download Cash App $RAZINON to support the Dropshot Call of Duty podcast. You know the vibes. It's a joke. But do it though, for real. It is my actual Cash App, but You'd be supporting me,
Yeah.
not us. But that's great. It's better. But for real, Patreon first. If you wanted to support, not necessary. Very much encouraged and appreciated, though. Boys and girls, thedropshot.com. You can find all our links there. Follow us. Connect, as they say. Subscribe to our YouTube, our TikTok, daily uploads, Twitter. That's it, I guess. There's more, probably. Our Twitch channels, I guess.
Yeah, follow us on Twitch. Sub to us on Twitch.
Thedropshot.com. Make it your homepage.
Yeah.
That's it, boys and girls. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for watching. Have an excellent evening, of course. And as always, remember, stay humble.
Stay humble.